How is it going, everybody? Chaos Gaming here, and yes, we are back with some more My Hero Academia Ultra Impact. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at some of the best characters that you want to be using during this best Jeanist Climax battle. So with that being said, let's not waste any more time. Let's build this shit right the hell up. And ladies and gentlemen, let us get started with today's video. So how this video is going to go is that we are going to be looking at the skills that best Jeanist has. Then after that, we are going to take a look at the characters. And if you guys want to recommend support memories, because to be honest, I don't really know any support memories that are specific for this fight, please let us know down below, and it will make it to where this fight could be a lot easier for more people. And yes, I know this video was supposed to go up the second day of Climax battle, but sadly I have been busy these past couple of days, so I haven't had the time to make it to where I can make this video until now. So let's get started. Alright, so the skills that you are wanting to use for this fight, that your characters need to have, is the following: plus ultra gauge up, damage down, and power down. Now, I don't think you need damage down, but I do think you need power down and plus ultra gauge up, especially for the final phase. Because for the final phase, if you don't have a plus ultra, you are not doing any type of damage to this man at all until you activate the plus ultra. Once you activate the plus ultra, you're able to do damage. But before that, in the final phase, you're not doing any damage with your active skills or your normals at all. So good luck, because you gotta hang in there until you get your plus ultras ready. And then as for the power down, it has many benefits to this fight, and we're going to be looking at that as we go through the traits. But let's start with the traits. The first one being decreases the skill impact of opponents that are STR, ABL, and INT. So if you are green, blue, or red, you're not doing damage to this man. But I found that this to be capped, because when I was using Aizawa, I was playtesting him for a little bit before I made a video about him, which is going to be coming up in the later days. That man was doing damage in the beginning of the fight, and it made no sense at all. So now I want to try other characters as well that are blue, red, and green, and see how much damage they are able to do at the beginning of the fight. I'm telling you, like, Aizawa was doing around like 50k. I was like, what the hell? Aizawa normally doesn't do that damage, but the fact he's doing that in the beginning of this fight, that's where I want to know, like, alright, hold on, buddy. I didn't know bots could cap today. Alright, so second skill is that his skill impact increases every turn, and his normal attack skill impact increases every 2 turns. So this is where it's going to say that, oh, he's going to be boosting damage every 2 turns. So that's one of the reasons why you need to make sure that you are powering him down to make sure that he does less damage. The third skill is that the status ailments he inflicts cannot be nullified or canceled. Now, I was laughing at this one right here. I know a lot of people were trying to bring Hado. They were trying to bring the Anniversary Midoriya, the second one. And then they were trying to bring Shigaraki. And the fact that that did not work at all, it just had me rolling. I was like, damn. Imagine like using all these characters and then you bring them into the fight. It's like, sorry, that one mechanic that makes you very good is not gonna work here, so get out of here. Use another character. The fourth one is that his skill impact increases when his power is not decreased. Another reason why you need the power down, because he is going to make it to where if he activates that AoE on his action skill, goodbye, you're done. GG, go next, you're cooked. The fifth one is that his power decreases when blinded. I almost said binded, my bad. The words mix me up all the time. And this makes it to where that Bakugo is a necessity for this fight, because Bakugo makes it to where, like, oh, if I get the blinded, bam, you're not doing damage to me. And I don't know how much the percentage is by. I wish they would explain that. But hey, I'll take anything to lower his power no matter what. And that's why Fantasy Bakugo is one of the best characters for this fight. Not only does he do damage and builds up his plus ultra gauge fast as hell, but he blinds as well, so it makes it to where he does less damage. The sixth one or the fifth one, I don't even know what number we're on at this point. The skill impact of all of his opponents increases after he receives a certain number of attacks from DST type characters. And I'm going to keep on reading. The defense of all of his opponents increases after he receives a certain number of attacks from mind type characters, which is purple type characters. So they're basically saying, like, oh, 1, we do less damage, which is cap. But 2, we want you to bring yellow and purple type characters to make it to where your attacks can do more damage. Also, you take less damage when you bring this certain type of character as well. So that's why, if anything, you shouldn't really bring those characters to the fight, because they don't benefit you in terms of activating their action skills except the power down. But I would still say, like, you know, try it out. Try to see if, you know, if you could beat it with the red, green, or blue type character. But you do have more benefits when you do use a yellow or purple type character. Next skill is that when using a damage dealing skill, he gains piercing shot if his opponent is using barrier. So that's why if you are trying to bring a character like Blue Kirishima, which I highly don't recommend at all, I feel like he's too old for this point to be trying to take damage once his barrier goes away. Even with the barrier, he's not helping you at all, because bam, he's gonna get hit no matter what with that piercing shot. They made sure to cancel barrier for free. One of the things that I see right here, which is the most toxic thing that he can do in this game. There's another thing as well, but this one right here sends me through the roof. is that he uses a skill that gives him the ability to use multi-skills. That is crazy. The fact that, let's say I am having a character and it's like, oh my god, he's at 1 HP. Hopefully the attack doesn't hit him. So he does one attack and it's a single type action skill. And it hits, like, let's say Uraraka. Alright, I'm safe. But then the second one comes around and it's the damn AoE one. Shing! Make sure that that person that I wanted to be protected, nope, cook for free. So that's why, if anything, cover is kind of decent, but it's not really going to help you, because if he activates that AoE, goodbye. You're cooked for free. And then another thing they mentioned is that multi-use skills cannot be cancelled. For some skills, take a certain amount of damage before the skill will reduce the number of times the skill is used. So they basically make an excuse as to why they don't want multi-use skill to be cancelled, but I still think it's pretty toxic. Yeah, it's just crazy to me. Like, I would understand, okay, let's say the multi-use skill is that he builds up and then he does an action skill. Fine, but the fact that it's both action skills and it makes it to where he does a lot of damage on both of them is crazy to me. Now, he does pick whether he wants to do double double AoE or a single and an AoE, but still, man, it's just taking a chance that you do not want at all for this fight. And then the final trait is that every time his HP falls to a set amount or lower, a new phase begins and his behavioral patterns change. He becomes invincible when starting a new phase. Yeah, we know that already. But that is all the traits. Now we're going to be looking at the main skills for this man. So he has a damage dealing skill that when his power is not decreased, stuns his opponents and cancels his temporary buffs. Crazy that already he's stunning, but the fact that he canceled buffs as well, woo! Oh man, they wanted to make sure that this fight was a climax battle, because the climax is crazy of what he's able to accomplish. Second skill is that a skill that gives him the ability to nullify normal attacks and counter when his power is not decreased. Again, that's what I was saying earlier, that you do want that power down, that it benefits you, because when the power down is activated, he does not counter you. And a skill that gives him the ability to use multi-use skills, again, annoying as hell. The skill effect changes depending on the phase. A skill that affects all, decreases his opponent's defense and cancels the temporary buffs of opponents that are not affected by damage down. So that's why I'm saying, like, oh, if you don't have damage down, you could get away with this fight. Because I haven't had anybody that uses damage down at all, and I still win fights anyway. But it is beneficial to have. But I still think you could get away with it no matter what. A damage dealing skill that affects all and increases his own critical hit rate. This skill has an additional effect when used multiple times in a row. A damage dealing skill that affects all and decreases the plus ultra gauge of opponents not affected by damage down. And a plus ultra move that affects all and when he is making a last stand. Gives him piercing shot, increases his own skill impact, and decreases his opponent's defense. And, you see, I did it again. And binds them. So yeah, this is saying right here, like, oh, you know what, for the final phase, I'm just going to screw you, and, you know, if you don't make it to where you kill me, goodbye, I'm killing your whole team for free. But yeah, the damage down, again, it has its benefits, but I feel like you can get away with it, and you could just cook for free with just having power down. And then we have the skills right here, which we don't really need to go over. But now, let's take a look at the characters you do want to be using. So I'm going to switch tabs right here, we're going to go right here, and then let's go to characters, and... Alright, let's take a look at the skill, and this is going to take a minute. Power down, power down, power down, power down. I thought it would be right next to power up, but hey, you know, I guess they wanted to separate it. Now, these are some of the characters that do power down, but there are some of the characters that you do want to bring to this fight that don't do this, but they do other stuff to help you in this fight. But for now, we're going to be on this page and looking at some of the best characters that you want to be using. Now, if I do forget a character, please let me know down below, and I will make sure to update it the next time that I do a video on the Climax battle. So, we got Midoriya right here. I know, crazy. I used to shit on this Midoriya a lot. But the fact that I used him today and that the video is going to be uploaded tomorrow and he actually won a fight, he's got to be up here, man. Because why? He lowers the opponent's power by 20%. He makes it to where he increases his speed and also makes it to where he increases his power as well. His plus ultra gauge also increases as well when you activate it. So, he's just a perfect fit for this fight because he is doing 2 out of the 3 that I need him to do. Power down and boost up the plus ultra gauge. Again, I did not think that this Midoriya would be good until today's fight that I used him in. And I would have never put him up here unless he did that good. So congrats, Midoriya. You proved yourself to be very worthy. Now, the next character that we are going to be looking at is a literal god for this fight. I think that the heavens descended and said, here, this character is basically for free and you could cook with this character. And it's none other than his name himself, Cooking Fun Mineta. Why? Because on his plus ultra, he's lowering power. On his first action skill, he's lowering power. On his second action skill, not only is he lowering power, he is lowering speed as well, which you definitely need for the final phase if you don't have action skill chains. If you don't have those for the final phase, this Mineta definitely could come in clutch. Activate the second action skill and make sure that Best Jeanist speed is lower so that both your characters that need to do plus ultras, because you need 2 characters at least to do that plus ultra to finish off the Best Jeanist, he's going to be that clutch god right there to lower the speed and make sure that your characters can finish off that Best Jeanist before he cooks for free. And if anything, let's say that one character does activate it, but Best Jeanist does go ahead and activate his plus ultra, Mineta's going to make it to where you take less damage because of the power decrease, and bam, you're having the best time of your life. Now let's see any other characters. Christmas, Froppy. I have some people see. Sorry, I can't speak. I've seen some people beat it with this character right here. Now, I do think she is a very good character for this fight because if I'm not mistaken, she does give damage reduction as well. And she does. Reduces damage to all allies by 20% for 3 turns. Regenerates HP of all allies by 10% for 2 turns. And reduces damage to all allies by 20% for 3 turns. And then increases speed of all allies by 30% for 3 turns. If anything, this Froppy is a damn necessity for this fight, because he's just doing everything that you need. I think this Froppy did come out when the Best Jeanist fight came out. You guys can let me know if I'm wrong, but when Best Jeanist came out, Froppy came out around that time. Either before he came out or after he came out. But yeah, this Froppy is doing everything. Because look at this. When a wave starts, decreases the power of all opponents by 25% for 3 turns. Literally at the start of the fight. And only lasts for 3 turns. And then increases the damage of all allies. Increases power. Yeah, this Froppy, if you have her, make sure you are working for her for this fight. She is damn near a perfect character that you want to have in this fight. Another character that is good for this fight, as you guys seen in today's video, is Dabi. Now, I did mention this in the Dabi video. I don't know how he is at that max, like level 100 or level 130. But at level 90, he does pretty decently to lower the power and makes it to where he does extra damage on the Hellfire. And, you know, if he dies in the final phase, it's not that big of a deal because if anything, you have the other characters ready to go. And if you are using this Dabi in the front, I recommend putting Shigaraki and Mineta in the back, just in case. So those two can pop off with the power down. Shigaraki can get his plus ultra, do that extra damage. And then the other character that you have on the team that is doing damage as well, they can both activate their plus ultras, and then bam, that Best Jeanist is cooked for free. Now another villain who is good for this fight is the Gaizo himself, Tomura Shigaraki, the original. I know it's crazy, but the fact that this man is able to do extra damage against Hero, he does power down as well. He makes it to where that he does fear. I've seen fear activate, which is crazy. I thought that couldn't activate in the fight, but when I saw it, I was like, whoa, Shigaraki, you're going crazy right now. Relax, dude. So yeah, and this just makes it to where he's doing a lot of damage and he does the power down. And I would like to say that you could put Shigaraki in the front or the back, but mostly for me, I like leaving him in the back until it's the time to showcase him. Then I'm going to put him in the front so we can see how he is able to handle that front slot. Now, another character that is good for this fight is Lady Nugget. I've seen a lot of people using her, and it's just that, you know, she decreases the power, she decreases the speed, which is a necessity for this fight again. Mineta does it, so if you have this character, she's basically doing the same thing that Mineta is doing in terms of lowering the speed. And then here she is reducing action skill cooldown time by 1 when using a successfully executed skill chain. She has the ability to get bullseye, which, you know, that's not really a necessity for this fight. But still, it's a good effect to have on a character. But yeah, this character is another good character you want to be bringing to this fight. Another one is the Gaizo himself, Ridestro. Because Ridestro makes it to where that he increases max HP on his plus ultra. He decreases their power by 30%. He takes less damage. I think it's on this one right here. Yeah, reduces damage character received by 10% for 3 turns and gives character the last stand for 3 times. So even if he's at 1 HP, he's gonna be surviving for at least 3 more hits. And then, let's say you have him and Uraraka on the field, the summertime Uraraka, she could heal. And guess what? The process just repeats all over again because she has the action skill cooldown time. You get this back and it's like, well, you know, now this man just becomes unkillable. And with his auto skill, he reduces damage to character received by 30% for 3 turns up to 1 time. And then, isn't there? Yeah, damage down. When character is affected by damage down, gets character aggro and increases character's critical resistance by 40%. So, if you wanted a character that does do aggro and makes it to where that Best Jeanist is only attacking Ridestro, there you go. Ridestro's that guy for you right there. I don't know if that made sense at all. I feel like at this point we are too deep into this video to the point that I am messing up with what I'm saying. But I think you guys understand what type of characters you do want for this fight. I think an underrated character is this Aizawa right here. This Aizawa is not only lowering his power, but lowering the defense as well. And he gets barrier, which is crazy, every time a character that has piercing shot. So if Best Jeanist doesn't activate his piercing shot, Aizawa takes less damage. Now, I think Aizawa is a perfect character to have in the front, and then when he dies, you bring your other characters in the back, and they can finish it off for free. But I don't think that it's a bad idea to put him in the back as well, just to make sure that your characters are doing extra damage when he does activate the action skill to lower the defense. I'll try him again just to see, and if he does do well, I'll make the video and make sure that it goes up so you guys can see for yourself. But for now, I think Aizawa is the perfect character to have in the front. And when he gets that chance to bind the opponent, even better, man. Because that just means, not Aizawa, sorry. Best Jeanist cannot do anything at all. And I think that's pretty much it with all the characters that I know personally that are good for this fight. But there are some other characters that are not here that are good for this fight. And they don't need to do power down. They just exist and they pop off. And what's funny enough, let me show you guys. The banner is out right now. And those characters is, where are they? Where's the banner? Hello? Impact Fest, sorry. I thought it was all banners, but it was just general banner. This banner right here, Impact Fest, Heroes, Hot Pick Recruits, both the Bakugo and the Uraraka. I just think at this point, this Uraraka is the absolute god. I feel like you could bring her in any Climax battle besides Alpha One, I think. You guys let me know if I'm wrong. But this Uraraka is just absolutely amazing, man. She just does everything. So if you wanted me to say, oh, which banner should you be summoning on right now? Aizawa is a good character, but I just think this Uraraka is highly invaluable. That's what I'm saying as I've been breaking up in these past videos. Uraraka, all the Urakas in this game, I feel like you could get away with them being on a team. The Impact Fest one, the Celebration one, and the Summertime Festival one. You just have those three on a rotation, you're cooking for free. And let's just take a look at her skills real quick. So she shortens action skill cooldown time of all allies by 1, and then also gives all ally composure, which gives them more damage the higher HP they have. She also stuns, has a chance, makes it to where that she's building plus ultra gauge as well. And she just takes less damage because she is a purple type character. So when she hits the best Jeanist, she's going to be taking less damage. And she also heals as well, which is crazy. And then Bakugo, my absolute GOAT, he just does a ton of damage. Has the blind as well, so it makes it to where that he's already power decreasing the best Jeanist, and he takes less damage. Boosts the plus ultra gauge very fast. I know I brought this up in the beginning, but I am trying to repeat for those of you that, you know, probably skipped it to this point right here. But yeah, he makes it to where that he gets his plus ultra gauge very fast, and no matter what, towards that end of the fight, he's going to be able to either finish off the best Jeanist or leave the best Jeanist at a low enough HP to where the next character that activates their plus ultra, they just cook for free. So with that, that's where we're ending today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to like and comment if you want to. You don't have to, but it's always greatly appreciated. Also subscribe. If you have some recommendations, please leave them down below. And with that, I'll see ya when I see ya. Peace.